Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Analyze This. Today, we're going to switch things around a little bit. We're going to just do a girls' chat. As promised last week, our topic today is Black truly beautiful? What do you guys think? So, on our panel today, we have the lovely, delectable Titi. Titi is a freelance makeup artist. Titi does it all, she does wigs, she cooks. Titi cooks, guys, for your meals. You know where to go. She cooks. She's a woman of multi talents. So we're very honored to have her on the show today. Welcome, Titi.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And as always, we have my beautiful co-host once again.
Hi.
So, guys, let's get right into this topic. So, I want to ask you guys, because for me, beauty means different things to different people. What does beauty mean to you, Kay?
I think we would in an ideal world, beauty would be more than just the outer layer of us. It would be, you know, the beauty that we have inside, how we carry ourselves, how we behave, how we treat people, and things like that will radiate, how you radiate graciousness and forgiveness and all of that kind of stuff should be what beauty is considered. However, when you meet someone for the first time and you want to call them beautiful before they open their mouth, all you have is the outward appearance. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it should be what I said first, but unfortunately, the first thing that you have is the outer layer. And yeah, so it's both. It should one should be more than the other, but unfortunately, that doesn't really carry weight a lot of times.
Mm. Mm. What about you, Titi?
You know, well, yeah, she said it all. I'm just going to add some bits to it. It is true, beauty is actually meant to be more than just the outward appearance. But we live in a world
Mm.
right now where everything is the physical, basically. That's what
Mm.
people actually most people consider as beautiful, how you look physically. But really and truly, it should be more than that, like she rightfully said. It should be your character. It should be how you treat people. It should be
Right.
how you make feel. I think it should be what people actually think of you when you actually leave their presence, because that's
Right.
what lasts. But now it's like the outward, because you see people would see you and forget, but it should be how you make them feel you
Right.
know
Right.
I think that is
Right.
the beauty. That's what beauty should really mean. But
Absolutely.
now is really the physical, is the beauty. Who has the longest hair? How you your facial, your features. Your weight and all that. But yeah, like she rightfully said, it should be more than that. So to
Yeah.
me, I would say yeah, it's really more than just the physical appearance.
Right. So the Oxford Dictionary, my favorite go-to for any any meaning, it says beauty is a combination of qualities, just as you guys have said, such as shape, color, or form that pleases that pleases. It goes further to say it's a combination of qualities that pleases the intellect.
Mm-hmm.
It then says it's the artistry and beauty. It gives like different
Meanings.
illustrations of beauty. So we're right when we say that beauty should be a combination of everything rather than just how we look. But it's funny that the Oxford Dictionary brought color into it, because we're talking about black and the ethnicity of black. So black people. um I think the reason why this stands out for me is I for me, black has various shades. There is light skin, dark people, black people, excuse me. There is people that are light skinned, but they're black. There are people that are very light skinned. So even mixed race people are considered black, even though they're mixed. There is people that are really, really dark skinned. Obviously, they're black. There is people that are not so dark, that are medium, they're still black. So for me, that's the beauty of of the ethnicity black. We are a variety of people. Unlike Caucasian people, they're Caucasian. That's it. They're one shade. But for us as black people, we actually come in variety. You know, so the reason why we're obviously talking about this topic is recently I watched this documentary. Actually, I think I've watched it before, but then rewatched it again about what's her name? Beverly
Naya.
Naya, yes, that's
Naya.
it. She did a documentary. Have you watched it, Titi?
I've seen a few clips. Just
Clip, okay. Yeah, so she did a documentary about, skin, and I think for the best part she was trying to promote, the fact that dark skin was beautiful. But I think I kind of took away also, I felt like she was trying to shame people that were toning or bleaching, if I have to go to that, use bleaching rather than toning, because it kind of felt like it was and the reason why I felt that way was because there was a lady who actually broke down, in the process, in the line of questioning. She actually broke down. She was very tearful, and I kind of felt like, oh, are we trying to shame this lady? I mean, I understood that she was trying to promote dark skin, but I just didn't feel like dark skin, or I didn't feel like shaming people who wanted to enhance their skin was necessary. Now, for me, let me just finish
Yeah.
this 1 second. For me,
Okay.
black as an ethnicity comes, as a people, we come in all shades, and all through, or the spectrum of colors that we have in our community as black people. I personally feel that is beautiful, whether you choose to tone your skin or not. I think so. Let me get you what you wanted to say, Kay, on that note.
I think that I really don't know. I've seen the documentary myself, and we really don't know why the lady cried. You can class it as it was because she was shamed, and I really saw it as regret. And that's it, when she was asked, I thought, the questions they were asking, they were, hard questions. Obviously,
Mm,
when it
mm,
comes to things that, something as huge as skin bleaching, we have to ask that are hard questions. And because it's so, it has such a negative impact sometimes on the mind as well as
mm,
on the skin. You might not see the negatives of it right now, apart from the amount of money that you spend on it. You might not see the negatives, but later in life, if you keep up with it, you will definitely see it. No matter how expensive your bottle is, you will definitely
mm,
see the side effects. So I think that there might be some danger in assuming that the lady was crying because she was shamed. So
mm.
we don't really know. I don't really know either. So yeah, I just wanted to put that in there.
I mean,
Um,
you're right when you say that, there were hard questions. But I think, yes, they were hard questions, and it was difficult for her to answer,
yeah.
because it was a shame. It's a shameful thing, when you ask somebody that, oh, you're bleaching your skin, and what do you think about the impact and stuff like that? Of course, it's, for me, I would be embarrassed if somebody was asking me such question, to say, oh, why are you bleaching your skin? Being somebody that actually, I must put it out there that I have been known to use some form of toning product. Um, and if somebody had to corner me and question me about, my decisions to use toning products, even though I know that in myself it was because I just wanted to make my skin, my tone even, if I have to be questioned in that light, or if I have to put myself in that woman's
shoes,
I think I would feel embarrassed, because
But
here,
Tanya-
here is this lady, well spoken, that has come to me, this trader that is basically, a trader in the market, because I'm sure you noticed where they went
the
to.
environment,
The environment, exactly. I would feel, not only would I feel ashamed, I would feel somewhat, inferior
But do you
to these
think?
people.
Do you think it was an amp? Did you not know that it was pre-planned? They knew what the interview was about.
Oh, absolutely, they would have known. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Can I
so
say something quickly? Yeah? That could have gone two ways. I don't think she would have agreed to actually do the interview if she knew it was going to go that way.
that
Now
deep,
we have
you
to
mean?
understand. Yes, if it was if she knew that it was going to go that way, that maybe it came across to her as if they were bashing her for condemning what she was doing, basically. Now bear in mind, the whole point of the documentary was actually to promote
Right.
black
To
skin,
promote
or
black
to
skin,
make
yeah.
people know that, you know what, yeah, you don't have to. Let's be honest with ourselves now. That was the point the
Point.
Beverly lady was
Yeah,
trying to
absolutely.
across
Promote.
to be
Mm-hmm.
to promote that, you know what, you don't have to bleach your skin to look beautiful. You understand? So there was no way she could have actually interviewed that lady and be telling her, you know what you're doing is right. Let's be honest now. So obviously deep down she's trying to tell the woman, you part of the problem, you part of the people encouraging people to do this. You understand what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say? So see, the woman, I would break down as well, because that's someone coming to me now bashing what I'm doing, trying to tell me that, you know what, I'm part of the problem. You actually, you're a big part of the reason why people doing this. You're promoting this and all that. So obviously, definitely. So I feel I'm putting myself in the woman's shoe right now. I will feel some kind of way. I would definitely feel some kind of way, because there was
Fair
no
enough.
way Beverly interviewing her to just make her feel like, oh, why are you doing this shit? It wasn't a why. It wasn't a why.
No.
It wasn't a nice why. You understand what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
was a, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to say. You're not helping people. You are actually promoting people changing their color. You are actually promoting people not feeling confident in their own skin. Why are you doing this? You understand? How kind of why? So you
Yeah.
understand, the lady feel like, oh wow. But you don't know her own reasons, like for like some people actually lighten their skin, not because they don't feel like they're beautiful, or they believe that, oh, that when if they lighten up their skin, they will have that would give them more opportunities, or would make them look more attractive or anything. So like some people do it, yeah, just to clear. Sometimes it can be because of medical conditions. You know, some drugs, you have people that do some treatments, and sometimes, you know, that leaves their skin looking dehydrated, looking dull. And some people, you have some fair skinned people that go light, you know,
Yeah.
maybe because they've
Some
neglected
cancer treatments.
stress, depression, or some kind of personal issues that made them neglect themselves. So if they actually feel like, oh, I need to go back to looking like this, or I need to touch myself up a bit, I don't see anything wrong in that. I really don't. And you have some people that take it to another level. Yeah. Now there's different types of toning the skin. You know, there's the one where you're toning the skin just to get your natural complexion out. Now there's the one where you actually bleaching the skin. You understand? So it's different. It's different. So you can just enhance your skin tone, or do some, or make some drastic change. Basically, I think now that's the one that people should have issues with. Now when you actually going out of your shade to go into another shade
Another
now,
shade,
or
right?
other shades, I think that's the problem. But I don't think anybody should condemn people
Right.
to lighten up their skin. And I believe, just let people do what they want to do, as long as they're not imposing what they believe onto other people, or making other people feel like, oh, if you don't do this, you have to look this. If they're doing it for themselves, just let them do what makes them happy. Really, I don't think it's for anyone to actually tell somebody that, oh, because you're doing this, you're lightening your skin. Oh, you don't feel comfortable. We don't know that. People have different reasons for doing certain things. You understand? So we can't really just bash people. So I think putting myself in that woman's shoes, like I just believe that maybe she got emotional because she was feeling attacked or condemned or made to feel like, you know what, what you're doing is not good. Basically, I would break down as well. I
and
would.
and 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 that's definitely the message that I got from that part. And I was just like, oh, that's not fair, because I love the part about, going to educate children, because we all have daughters here, and I know that not one of us will feel comfortable if our kids were not comfortable in their own skin, because it's a huge thing. We live in a society where we're constantly, as Black people, trying to fit in, trying to find our feet, trying to make sure that we aren't oppressed in any way. And it would break any mother's heart to feel that, for their child to come to them and say they want to be a certain color or whatever. So we're not trying to promote that. I just feel like there are ways in which we can promote Black beauty, because Black is beautiful. Black, whatever shade of Black that you are, I don't feel like people that tone their skin, I don't feel that it takes away their Blackness, or they're ashamed. Because I feel like sometimes with all these documentaries, when they talk about bleaching products and toning, I feel like they kind of try to make it out to be that people are ashamed of their dark tone skin. I want to ask you, Kay, do you think that do you believe, just like media or just like the general consensus, that people that tone their skin do it because of some form of insecurity?
Absolutely. I think it's pure insecurity. I think you're unhappy with your skin. I think that, excuse me, no matter what you tell yourself, I think that even whether it's toning, whether it's lightening or brightening or anything that has brightening agents in it that will take you from one shade to 10 shades lighter. The difference between correcting hyperpigmentation to, let's say, whitening your entire skin or lightening your entire skin. So
Right.
I do not think that for me personally, there's no difference between toning, bleaching, whitening, all of that stuff, because they all have the agents that changes the pigmentation of your skin. And when the side effects are gonna come, they're gonna come. And it's as simple as that. I don't think there's a difference in it.
I don't know. I feel like insecure is such a big word to use for, that. I don't know. I don't see it as an insecurity. I feel that when you say insecurity, for me, insecurity is like, I can't live in this skin, I just want a different skin. I don't necessarily feel that insecurity is a thing to label somebody that wants to.
If according to the dictionary, insecurity in essence, well, pure and simple, simply means, bear with me 1 second. One second. It means uncertainty about something or anxiety about oneself.
So when I think about insecurity, I think more to anxiety than uncertainty.
But that's okay, generally not what it means. It's there are several grades when you speak of insecurity. Some people are so insecure that they will actually kill themselves over what they're insecure about. And some people are insecure and they just accept it for what it is really, and don't alter it, don't change it, don't do anything about it. Especially some people have big lips, for example. They personally don't like it, but because the whole world is embracing big lips right now, they won't change it because the rest of the world really likes it. So yeah, it's fair enough. But it doesn't mean that they truly like it. They will still have the insecurity, but they won't alter it because it has now become the norm.
Right.
So I mean, it's just what it is. I see it as an insecurity. And
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
Like the example I gave earlier on, what if someone actually, for one reason or another, something happened and then their skin color changed. They were light and then their skin color changed, maybe due to medication intake or self-neglect and all that. So let me just, I'll use myself as an example. I went through a few some struggles last year and the year before, and I totally taking care of myself and pampering myself was the last thing on my mind.
Right.
I went dark. Do you understand? Because I just used anything. I used shea butter. I just didn't care basically. So when everything settled and all that, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was just like, you know what? This isn't me. You understand? And it really bothered me because even people that knew me, now I didn't even have a problem with it because I knew that, okay, I had peace. I was settled in my mind, within me and all that. I knew things would pick up, my weight would, pick up and everything. But now when people started seeing me outside and, are you okay? Oh God. So they now started making me feel like there's something wrong. So I actually had to pay attention to myself closely, like, okay, what is up? Like, you've gone dark, you're not like that, are you okay, are you sick? Now if it starts to bother me at that point, now to be okay, now I need to fix it. Would you say I was feeling insecure at the time? That was the that would be my reason for wanting to actually change it? Or
I think
call that insecurity?
I think the fact that you said that you were at peace and then people started mentioning it and then you go do something about it signifies to me that you're insecure and you don't. I would say, I would actually go as far as to say that, for it to take other people's opinion to get you to alter how you personally, because I as a dark skinned person, my skin goes through phases, it goes through changes, and there are some times where I have to scrub a bit more and just to get rid of the dead skin cells. It doesn't turn me lighter, it doesn't turn me white.
But it gives you that glow. It glows up your skin, right?
It glows my skin, but it doesn't make me light. It doesn't.
No, it might not make you light, and that's the thing. No, and that's what. So that's why I said insecurity is such a big word for me, because I wouldn't necessarily feel that you were insecure, Titi. I would just be like, okay, so someone brought to your attention that you're not what you used to be. Do you get what I mean? So someone
she said she was at peace. If you're at peace with something, why would it?
So everything that made me neglect myself, basically, I'd gone through. So it was now time. I could actually now take time to,
look at yourself,
my skin routines, and look after myself. But obviously, in my mind, I knew that, okay, I didn't mind. I didn't mind it being a gradual process, basically. But when people started mentioning it and bringing it to my attention that do something very, so they were not trying to tell me that, oh, you don't look you don't look okay. It's just that this is not the Titi we know. And all that.
Yeah, I think that's
so that's why I said I don't. That's why I'm really insecurity. That word insecurity, I wouldn't
feel like
really.
it's such a
because
I think it's because you're trying to defend something. That's why you feel that way. Insecurity has nothing. It's not as extreme as you're trying to as you're processing it. It means, and that's what you just said. You liked it. You not that you liked it, but you were thinking it would take a gradual process, and he was fine with it. You were, nonchalant about it. Until
I didn't feel like I looked ugly. So you see, that's why
exactly. And people started calling your attention to it, so it made you unsure, right? So that's where the unsure. Well, you being you know, being insecure, unsure about it, be like, oh, but I thought, okay.
I
Go
wouldn't
on.
say I think it just made me feel like, okay, you know what? Yeah. Remember I told you I just felt
I
like,
need to
okay,
quicken the process. And I think that's quite sad.
like, you know, when someone like says something to you and makes you think, okay, maybe I should look into it.
Let
Like,
me,
go
yeah, let me look
Yeah, you see
after
that
myself a bit
maybe, you
more.
see that maybe, you see that
Yeah.
maybe I should look into it. That's the unsure about the whole thing. I don't insecure. I don't think insecure is such a big
I
word,
don't
and I
know.
don't
I
think,
just feel
and
like
especially in this day and age where everybody is dealing with some sort of insecurity, I don't think it's something that should be taken as deep as you think that, oh, somebody's gonna commit suicide because they're insecure, or
I
because
think
they, yeah.
I think the reason why everybody, for me anyway, the reason why I'm like insecure and maybe not is because people often do drastic things when they're insecure, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's why I wouldn't see that as an insecurity. I would just be like, okay, maybe I need to work on my glow a little bit more and do it. It's not necessarily an insecurity. It's just someone's brought my attention to something and I'm gonna work on it and sort it
Yeah.
out. Not necessarily because I'm insecure, because
Yeah.
for
Look,
me, I
let's
don't do things
okay.
because
Let's think. People are insecure about stretch marks. I have a host of them. I can give them away for
I've had
free.
stretch
So am I
I've
gonna
had
go?
stretch marks since I was a teenager. Like
Exactly.
that is just
So exactly, people
Let's
are
not go
insecure
there.
about
That's gonna
them.
be
They
that's
hide
one of
them.
the
They
top.
do. I don't care. I still I don't like them, but I'm not doing anything about it. I'm not gonna pay a penny to laser it
the
away
also
or do all that kind of.
exactly,
So my
exactly.
insecurity when it comes to my stretch mark doesn't make me want to take any drastic actions because it's not something that I really
But then
give a shit about.
it's not an
It
insecurity.
is an
Anyway,
insecurity. I wouldn't.
I feel like
I wouldn't
I
raise
feel
my
like we
top.
need a
I wouldn't
psychologist
raise my. Show you
to
my.
come and
You know,
to
if you
come
let
and
me take
break
that, I
this
would
down because
flunk.
I'm still I don't know.
I
I
don't
still
think
don't feel that it's
not
an
an
insecurity.
insecurity.
I think if you don't like something, you don't like something. It's for me, it's not an insecurity. And where black skin goes, I don't think that people that want to be a shade lighter or want to have a glow. It's just really unfortunate, and it's quite sad that in this day and age, everything beautiful we like into light skin, because
Whiteness.
there are some dark dark skinned girls that I've seen pictures of on like social media and stuff like that. I'm like, gosh, they have the glow up. But we still have to remember that even these dark skinned girls, their skin goes through a process, like you rightly said. They have to scrub and exfoliate and make sure that they
Yeah.
remove that dark skin. So I think
No,
people
we're not
that
removing
turn,
the dark skin, love.
sorry, I beg your pardon, remove dead skin, dead skin. That was what I wanted to say. So I think people that tone and bleach, even maybe they go one step further because
Whatever.
they
Yeah.
want to have that glow. They also want to be classed as beautiful, because to them that's what beauty. Like we rightly said, like I rightly said at the beginning of this, beauty is different to different people. Everybody classes beauty as a different thing, and for me, whatever shade of black you are, because like I said, black people come in all different shades. Whatever shades of black you are, it's, I think, rather than trying to uh, unfortunately I have to say this, rather than trying to shame people, I think we should empower our community. So we should empower the black community more. We have daughters, that are growing up in this society.
Yeah. I mean, for me, when it comes to dark skin, when it comes to bleaching the skin and whether it's an insecurity or not, as far as I mean, we can agree to disagree on this. As far as I'm concerned, nobody changes anything that they're actually happy about.
Mm.
If you look at yourself in the mirror and you're happy with what you see, you don't go ahead and change it. One
But
shade,
like
two
you just
shades.
mentioned about the stretch marks, you're not going to change the stretch marks, even though you don't like it. You're not going to
That's what
change
I'm
it.
saying.
So
No.
exactly. So
I'm,
I think that theory of
that's
nobody
why it's
nobody changes what they like
no.
or what they're happy with.
you had an opportunity to actually do something about it, would you do it?
No, it's not a process that because let me say this. I have children, and that my stretch marks are on my tummy. And so I don't have any desire in flaunting the part of my tummy that it's on. Right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily now sit and wear a bikini. Right?
Neither would I.
But I was, even before I had kids, I was never a bikini person anyway. I was a one-piece girl. So it's not something that I don't like it. So if I say, for example, Talia and I go on holidays, for example, I'll be reluctant to change in front of her.
No, I wouldn't wear a two-piece.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. If we were sharing a hotel room, for example, I wouldn't necessarily want to be happy to change in front of you.
What's it you?
No, I would turn my back. I think I actually did that before. Yeah. So it's something. So it's an insecurity, but it's not something that I feel so strongly about that I would want to change. I do have insecurities, that there are things that I want to change about myself, that I want to alter, and that's why, even apart from the fact that that's the reason why I want to change things, having spoken to people who have insecurities, who have things they want to alter about themselves, for me, I guess I'm just fortunate to have people who admit, maybe might be the wrong word, who recognize that it's an insecurity, and and they still want to change it anyway. I do have that, and so just to kind of say, I mean, we all have children, and my daughter is, she's dealing with, seeing a lot of, black people, white people in her school, and she's one of 3 in her class. So she wants blonde hair, and she wants, to be as light as possible. And, she asked me about makeup and stuff. She is dealing with that insecurity in that sense. And I am pushing, the black positivity on her. I just don't know how you guys would do it if you were raising a dark-skinned child, and then he came up to you and said, I want to alter my skin because I don't like black skin, or I'm just not happy with, what I see. I want to change it. How would you feel about that? I don't know.
Titi, let me get you to answer that question first.
All right. First thing first. I think I've raised my child. I want to believe that I've raised my daughter to be as confident as she can be, and even more. And another thing is, I try not to do things that I wouldn't want her to do in front of her. Now, talking about skin lightening, like I did say earlier on, there are different types of skin lightening, and I wouldn't consider myself, and as T said earlier on, she's never been a dark person anyways. She just wanted to she just needed that glow, that bit of, just to bring that glow up a bit. Now, with my daughter, if she's older and comes to me, I would never encourage my child to actually say, use lightening products or whatever. Like, let me put this out here. Do you guys actually know that there are some parents that actually use skin lightening products on their kids?
For their kids, yeah.
Absolutely.
They're using the Carol liquid, in that. So even if a mother is doing it, like I said, if I'm using skin lightening products and all that, I would never discuss that with my daughter, or make her believe that I'm using it because I feel like I'm not beautiful. Is what you is really I think it's the belief basically, and the reason behind your action, the reason for doing it, you believe, and all that. So, but if my daughter grows up right now and comes to me and says, "Mommy, I'm having some sort of discoloration or
hyperpigmentation,
is there anything that I can? What do you actually think I should actually hide and tell her that, oh no, don't worry, we'll go? I would actually introduce her to whoever I think would help her problem, basically. that's gonna be some Caro skin light, whatever. Well, obviously, I would guide her. Do you understand? I would
Yeah.
actually guide her and saying, okay, use
So
this.
if your 12-year-old,
Mhm.
okay, came to you and said, "Oh, mommy, I'm having hyperpigmentation or skin discoloration," you would use skin lightening products on them?
If my my
That would
12-year-old
be
wouldn't even be thinking that way.
exactly. No, they wouldn't come to you.
Why
That's what I'm
not?
saying. You make them
What?
believe. They wouldn't come to you and say to you, "Oh, I need some skin lightening." If they don't
No, no,
see you
no.
discuss that with them, why would they come to you? But if I know that a bit of Demovate would clear whatever she has on her face or
Exactly.
Yeah,
lines
but
and
that's
all
not
that,
skin lightening though.
that is skin lightening.
Demovate, because it's got
Yeah, but
steroids.
if you're using it on one spot, because she just pointed on one spot,
Yeah,
But
but if she says she's got
hey,
discoloration on one
sometimes you have
spot,
to use
yeah.
it on more than one spot because you don't want
no.
no that you're adding to the discoloration. Sometimes you need to use those things on more than that spot to make it even. But that's where the guidance actually comes. That's where it comes in now. You have to let them know you're using it. But it's different now to say, oh, but it's a different thing. My child is coming to me and be like, oh, mommy, Tia is light skinned, my friend, and she's got thing, and she's got more
Mm,
friends. Then I would now sit her down, baby girl. You are beautiful, just the way you are. Tia is
exactly.
beautiful. I wouldn't now go and encourage my daughter, say, you know what? If you want to, you can.
Let's
You
be.
can use that to
Yeah,
get that.
I think though that it's a very, very minute amount of people that use bleaching cream due to skin issues, health issues. Most of the people, it's a fact, most of the people who use skin bleaching products, which is what we're trying to it's just like saying, oh, people who smoke weed, of course some people smoke it because they have health issues and it helps suppress pain and all that kind of stuff, but the vast majority of people who smoke weed smoke it for a high. So a vast majority of people who bleach their
For
skin,
recreational purposes.
yeah,
I
do
think
it for beauty purposes,
mhm, that's right.
so
Vast majority of people, you're right when you say that, but I still don't think that they should be condemned for doing it because they
nobody
want
should be
to. And I
condemned
don't
for
feel
having an
and I don't feel
insecurity.
that and I don't feel that
It's
it should be likened to them not being proud of their skin
They,
or the skin that they wear. I think, like you said, it's for a beauty purposes. And
yeah,
unfortunately, in this world that we live in, we have come to see, we class beauty as things that glow. And we all know that all that glitters isn't gold. But unfortunately, that's what the world, the society that we live in, has likened beauty to be. Things that are attractive, things that are shiny, things that are out
black
there.
people are attractive, black people are shiny, black
Yeah, but
people are
that's
glowy.
exactly. That's why
Yeah,
I'm saying that the fact that a dark person decides to tone up their skin because they want to glow, it doesn't take away them not being
you
proud
can
of the fact that
glow
they're
and
fat.
still
They are
remain your
fat.
natural color.
Yeah,
You
you
do.
can.
When you
You
start
can.
using the whitening agents, then it's a different thing entirely. But
No, you can. That comes down to choice. You can. But what
exactly.
about if I choose not to? What about if I say yes, I can glow as
Well,
a
in
dark
that case,
person,
that's when I
but I want.
consider it an insecurity, because there are other means of clearing discolorations and hyperpigmentations and all that kind of stuff. When you choose to then go into whitening agents, then I think that it is an insecurity, and I think that I actually think it's quite sad that people, if you put your picture side by side together,
Mm,
when you were, I mean, uh, people who bleach or turn or whatever, if you
right.
put your picture dark when you were darker and when you were lighter side by side, and just for this in the same outfit, the same figure and everything, and you actually will choose the one where you're, as you put it, glowing, okay, and you will choose that as more beautiful, then I think it's quite sad, because to me it just shows that, you know, you're not happy, you weren't happy with the former you, which is beautiful.
Okay,
Well,
okay, we should actually look into like other reasons why people do it, deeper reasons, because I think it's just it's deeper than just
What do you think is
in-
the deepest possible
what
reason?
makes them feel insecure.
Absolutely.
You know,
What
it's
okay.
makes
not
them
just
feel
a personal
insecure?
choice.
You're more
I think
as
sometimes
a
It's
lighter skinned
society. That's
person.
what society
Of
has.
course, it's society, but we shouldn't let society pressure us into doing things that are detrimental to us.
it's
Well,
Because
easier said than done.
of course, I am a dark skinned woman. I live this life. Okay, I have lived as a black woman for over 3 decades. So,
I'm still living as a black
and
woman.
you are still. I'm talking about a dark skinned black woman. A dark skinned black woman. I was bullied a little bit because I lived in Germany for a very long time, and I was the only black person in my classroom. So yes, they will look at you, and they, you know, you walk into a room and you're there. You're just the black spot in in a white room. So
Well, mhm.
even now I go into meetings, I'm the darkest shade that you can find in the room. Obviously I have lived this life that I'm telling you about. I know the difficulties that I know that it's easier said than done, because I navigate this life looking just like this. And
Yeah, but the
so
thing is, you say that, you know, I work in a team where we are maybe two black girls. We're actually very young alike. You know, and
mm,
I'm lighter, and my colleague, who's the other black woman, is darker, and I think she's liked more than me because I'm very outspoken. You know, I say it as it is and whatever, and she doesn't. She's so I don't think is the shade of our
yeah,
the
the
shade.
first impression, when it comes to first
you just get
impression,
into what I was about to say now. That's what I was gonna ask you, Kate. What actually what how did you get through that? How did you get through that, Kate?
I got through because I was telling Talia earlier today when we were talking about, you know, filming this. I had my auntie tell me last year that, oh, you're so brave and so strong for
That's
having not bleached your skin.
confidence.
Hmm?
Confidence. I said that's exactly where I'm
Yeah,
actually going.
that's
That
what she said to me, and I thought, you know what? And she bleaches her skin, and I thought that was quite sad because, you know, I don't understand. For me, it's just not something that I quite get. I don't quite understand. Even though having lived in the West for nearly 20 years now, I understand the difficulties that come with living as a darker skinned woman, and how you're perceived. You're automatically perceived as more ghetto. You and I can walk into the same room.
really?
Am I no more ghetto than you?
But that's you're talking about first. I'm talking about first impression here. If you and I walk into a room, it's just
They
like
would think that you were more ghetto.
it's just no. Listen to this. It's look at the Barbie dolls that I was talking about earlier. You put a range of Barbie dolls in front of children and ask them which one is ugly. They point at the darkest one. Which
But
one
that's what
is?
they've been made to believe, though, Kate. You have to
But that's what
where they
society
sell it
has
that
been made to believe. That
that's
is
the
what
thing.
that is what
People say
society has
what
been.
that is
But that
to
does
believe.
us now perpetuating that and going into bleaching us. We're further perpetuating that nonsense by
Mm.
taking part in it and saying, "Oh, okay, blah blah. I want to do."
I don't think that's it. But
Well,
anyway, we've fast spent our time. I don't think that we are trying to society, you know, everything bad is black and everything good
do you
is
think we
white.
navigate life differently, Talia? You and I. Do you think that we have? Do you think you and I would have the same opportunities based on first impression? Not that people knowing our characters and thinking, you know, this one is louder than this one or whatever. Do you think you and I, based on first
I
impression, will
think
walk
we
into the
do.
same place and had the same opportunities?
I think we would. Yes, absolutely. We're both beautiful black women. So why would we not? I think we would. If me
Maybe
and Titi,
would
on
have
the
been an
other hand,
issue.
walked into
Say
the
that again. What did you say, Titi?
Sorry, say
Maybe
again.
that would have been an issue before, but I think the world is now starting to realize now, that black is beautiful. I
Black is
think
beautiful, and I don't care what shade black is. Black is beautiful. Like, I pick black over any color any day. That doesn't mean that that's not a racist comment. It's just to say I am happy to be a black woman. If I come to another life, I will be a black woman. I wouldn't change it for anything, regardless of the struggles. I think whatever struggles that we go through with with regards to our skin or our perception, how we're perceived, I think it only makes us stronger. And if you look at the world, black people are one of the strongest, the most ambitious, and that's just who we are. So, drawing this conversation to a close.
because of our color, in this
Yeah.
in this day and age, in this world that we live in now, we tend to have to work like twice as hard.
We do.
You
We
do know
do.
that, yeah.
And I don't
have
think
to work
that
twice as
statements
hard.
that you just made is fair. I don't think it's okay, because because black people are we have to be hardworking. We don't have the luxury of being lazy or more relaxed, like like other people. Let me just put it that way.
In a more polite way.
Yeah, more polite way. We don't have the opportunity to be as relaxed or do as good as you can or as good as you want to. You have to do more than you want to be taken half as seriously as anybody else. And
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think though,
you could literally, Talia, look at it from this perspective, yeah? You could literally be at work. Your white colleague is yelling, you're yelling, but everybody's looking at you like, why the hell is she yelling? You're saying the same thing, but they're looking at you like, why the hell is she yelling?
You know what? That's my life. That's my life day to day. Yeah. I say something in the nicest possible way, and somebody else says it in another way. Somebody
in the same way
says it in the same way, or even harsher, and I say it in the nicest way. And I get it. Yes, we'll go through a lot of struggles. We go through a lot of, but you know what? That's what makes us us. I feel like I wouldn't have us any other way. I'm not saying that I'm happy with, with the struggles. No, I'm just saying that for the fact that we go through that and we're still successful and we still make it. That's, for me. That's a win. That's a win. And I do have to draw this to a close because we have overspent. But it was such a fantastic topic. I'm sure you guys enjoyed talking about this. Analyzers, get into our comment section. Come and let us know what you think about our culture, and even our Caucasian fans. Let us know what you think about our skin. And I know a lot of you love us as people, so let us know. And if you haven't followed us, if you're not following us, if this is your first time, thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, click on the notification button, and give us a thumbs up. I want to thank you, Titi, for joining us. It was such a wonderful conversation. We hope to have you back soon on our chat.